"We shall never surrender." With those defiant words, Winston Churchill drew a line in the sand. It was July 1940. On a map of Europe, one nation stood almost entirely alone against a seemingly unstoppable force. Nazi Germany, under Adolf Hitler, dominated the continent. From Austria to France, nation after nation had fallen. To the south, Mussolini's Italy was an ally of Berlin. To the east, the Soviet Union was bound by a non-aggression pact, and across the Atlantic, the United States remained determinedly neutral. This left Britain as the last major power in Western Europe actively opposing the Nazi regime. The question on everyone's mind was, how could this possibly change? How was the tide of World War II turned? Friends, welcome back to the deep dive. This is part 2 of our World War II series. In part 1, we explored how the war began. Today, we traced the pivotal turning points that led to the defeat of Nazi Germany. If you missed part 1, the link is in the description below. Now, let's dive into the summer of 1940. Hitler, confident after his victories, expected Britain to seek peace, but Churchill's legendary speech made it clear Britain would fight on. This refusal meant Hitler now had to plan an invasion of the British Isles. An operation codenamed Sea Lion, a direct naval invasion, was risky due to Britain's powerful Royal Navy. So, Hitler turned to the skies. The goal: gain air superiority by crushing the Royal Air Force, the R. The German Luftwaffe had a massive advantage in aircraft numbers. The bombing campaign began on July 10, 1940, targeting airfields and factories. The RAF, though vastly outnumbered, fought with incredible determination. Then, a crucial mistake by Germany: the accidental bombing of London in August 1940. In retaliation, Britain bombed Berlin. An enraged Hitler then shifted strategy to bombing cities directly, aiming to break British morale. This culminated on September 15, 1940, Battle of Britain Day. Hitler launched a massive aerial assault with over 1,000 aircraft. The RAF, with around 630 planes, rose to meet them in one of history's most decisive air battles. Against the odds, they repelled the attack, shooting down significantly more German planes than they lost. How did they do it? Technology played a role, but a key factor was motivation. They were defending their homeland, their very existence. This first major setback forced Hitler to indefinitely postpone Operation Sea Lion. His attention now shifted eastward, toward a fateful new target: the Soviet Union. In June 1941, Hitler broke his pact with Stalin and launched Operation Barbarossa, invading the Soviet Union with a massive force. Initially, the German blitzkrieg advanced rapidly, but the vast distances, brutal Russian winter, and fierce Soviet resistance ground the advance to a halt. The tide began to turn at the Battle of Stalingrad, a brutal urban siege that ended in February 1943 with the surrender of an entire German army. It was a catastrophic loss for Hitler. Meanwhile, the war became truly global. In December 1941, Japan attacked the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor. This brought the industrially powerful United States formally into the war as a key member of the alliance of Britain, the Soviet Union, China, and now America. From 1943, the Axis powers were squeezed from all sides. The Allies defeated German forces in North Africa. Italy overthrew and executed Mussolini, switching sides. Then, on June 6, 1944, the Allies launched the largest amphibious invasion in history on the beaches of Normandy, opening a crucial Western front against Germany. With the Soviets advancing relentlessly from the east, Germany was caught in a vice. The Allies discovered the horrific truth of the Holocaust as they liberated concentration camps. Strategic bombing campaigns targeted German industry, though these raids remain a subject of historical debate regarding civilian impact. By April 1945, Soviet forces surrounded Berlin. Realizing all was lost, Adolf Hitler died by suicide in his bunker on April 30. Germany surrendered unconditionally on May 8, 1945. Victory in Europe Day. The war in the Pacific would continue for a few more months until Japan's surrender. The aftermath reshaped the world. Germany was divided. Borders in Europe were redrawn. To prevent such a catastrophe from ever happening again, the United Nations was founded. The rivalry between the wartime allies would soon evolve into the Cold War, and in Europe, a movement for cooperation began with the European Coal and Steel Community, which eventually evolved into the European Union Enduring Project for Peace. So, The defeat of Nazi Germany wasn't due to one single event, but a combination of critical factors: the resilience of Britain, the immense sacrifice of the Soviet Union, the industrial might of the United States, strategic miscalculations by Hitler, and the unwavering cooperation of the Allied nations. It was a victory born from collective resistance against tyranny. Friends, what do you think was the single most important turning point of World War II? Let me know in the comments. If you want to understand the story of the war's final chapter in the Pacific and the use of the atomic bombs, I have a detailed video on that. Check out the card on screen or the link in the description. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon for more historical analysis. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.